Hey, let's do another session with this kind of ugly old but beautiful sounding guitar. This was probably one of Dad's all-time favorites, and the band played Waltzing Matilda. Well, when I was a young man, I carried me pack, and I lived the free life of the rover. From the Murray Screen Basin to the dusty outback, well, I waltzed my Matilda all over. Then in 1915, my country said, son, it's time you stopped rambling, there's work to be done. So they gave me a tin hat and they gave me a gun, and they marched me away to the war. And the band played Waltzing Matilda as the ship pulled away from the quay. And amidst all the cheers, the flag waving and tears, we sailed off for Gallipoli. And how well I remember that terrible day, how our blood stained the sand and the water, and of how in that hell that they call Suvla Bay, we were butchered like lambs at the slaughter. Johnny Turkey was waiting, he primed himself well, he showered us with bullets and rained us with shell, and in 5 minutes flat he blown us all to hell, nearly blew us right back to Australia. But the band played Waltzing Matilda as we stopped to bury our slain. We buried ours and the Turks buried theirs. Then we started all over again. And of those who were left, well, we tried to survive in that mad world of blood, death, and fire. And for 10 weary weeks I kept myself alive, while around me the corpses piled higher. Then a big Turkish shell knocked me arse over head, and when I woke up in me hospital bed and saw what it had done, well, I wished I was dead. Never knew there was worse things than dying. For I'll go no more waltzing Matilda all around the green bush, far and free. For to pitch tents and pegs, a man needs both his legs. No more waltzing Matilda for me. And they gathered, so they gathered the crippled, the wounded, the maimed, and they shipped us back home to Australia. The legless, the armless, the blind, the insane, those proud wounded heroes of Suvla. Then as our ship pulled into Circular Quay, I looked on the place where me legs used to be, and thanked Christ there was nobody waiting for me to grieve, to mourn, and to pity. But the band played Waltzing Matilda as they carried us down the gangway. But nobody cheered, they just stood and stared. Then they turned all their faces away. But the band played Waltzing Matilda as they carried us down the gangway. But nobody cheered, they just stood and stared. Then they turned all their faces away. And so now, every April, I sit on me porch and I watch the parade pass before me. And I see my old comrades, how proudly they march, reviving old dreams of past glories. Then out there slowly on bones stiff and sore, they're tired old heroes of a forgotten war. And the young people ask, what are they marching for? And I ask myself the same question. But the band plays Waltzing Matilda, and the old men still answer the call. But as year follows year, more old men disappear. Someday no one will march there at all. Waltzing Matilda, Waltzing Matilda, ooh, go a waltzing Matilda with me. And their ghost may be heard as they march past the billabong. Ooh, go a waltzing Matilda with me. Well, that was one of Dad's old favorites that I just butchered. Here was another one he really liked too. He loved his story songs, and this one tells a cool little story. The Last Gunfighter ballad by Guy Clark. The old gunfighter on the porch stared into the sun and relived the days of living by the gun, when the deadly games of pride were played and living was mistakes not made. And the thought of the smell of the black powder smoke and the stand in the street at the turn of a joke. Ah, the smell of the black powder smoke and the stand in the street at the turn of a joke. It's always keep your back to the sun, and you can almost feel the weight of the gun. It's faster than snakes or the blink of an eye. It's time for all slow men to die. His eyes get squinty and his fingers twitch, and he empties his gun at the son of a bitch. And he's hit by the smell of the black powder smoke and the stand in the street at the turn of a joke. Hit by the smell of the black powder smoke and the stand in the street at the turn of a joke. Now the burn of a bullet is his only scar. He's back in his chair in front of the bar. The streets are all empty and the blood's all dried. The dead are all dust and the whiskey's inside. So buy him a drink and lend him an ear. He's nobody's fool and the only one here who remembers the smell of the black powder smoke and the stand in the street at the turn of a joke. Remembers the smell of the black powder smoke and the stand in the street at the turn of a joke. He said, I stood in that street before it was paved, learned shoot or be shot before I could shave. I did it all for the money and fame. Noble was nothing but feeling no shame, and nothing was sacred save staying alive. And all that I learned from a Colt 45 was to curse the smell of the black powder smoke, to stand in the street at the turn of a joke. Curse the smell of the black powder smoke and to stand in the street at the turn of a joke. Now he's just an old man no one believes. Says he's a gunfighter, the last of his breed. There's ghosts in the street, seeking revenge, calling him out to the lunatic fringe. He's out in the traffic, checking the sun. He's killed by a car as he goes for his gun. So much for the smell of the black powder smoke, and the stand in the street at the turn of a joke. So much for the smell of the black powder smoke, and the stand in the street at the turn of a joke. Now this one was one I don't think my dad ever played again after he showed it to me. I never really thought I did that good of a job on it, but we'll let you be the judge. Greenback Dollar. Some people say I'm a no-count. Some people say I'm no good. But I'm just a natural-born traveling man, doing what I think I should, oh boy, doing what I think I should. And I don't give a damn about a greenback dollar, spend it just as fast as I can. A wailing song and a good guitar, the only thing that I'll understand, oh the only thing that I'll understand. When I was a little boy, my mama said, now son, travel where you will, grow to be a man and sing what must be sung. Oh boy, you gotta sing what must be sung. And I don't give a damn about a greenback dollar, spend it just as fast as I can. A wailing song and a good guitar, the only thing that I'll understand. Oh boy, the only thing that I'll understand. Now that I'm a grown man, I've traveled here and there. I found that a bottle of brandy and a song, it's the only ones you ever cared. Oh boy, the only ones you ever cared. And I don't give a damn about a greenback dollar, spend it just as fast as I can. A wailing song and a good guitar, the only thing that I'll understand. Oh boy, the only thing that I'll understand. Some people say I'm a no count, some people say I'm no good, but I'm just a natural born traveling man, doing what I think I should. Oh boy, doing what I think I should. And I don't give a damn about a greenback dollar, spend it just as fast as I can. A wailing song and a good guitar, the only thing that I'll understand. Oh boy, the only thing that I'll understand. The only thing that I'll understand. Alright, I guess we'll end this Gibson session here. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Talk to you later.